All right, and I just want you to unlock them.
All right, guys, we're back with some more stretching facts. And today we're going to talk about hypermobility. So, hypermobility, or commonly known as being double jointed. Number one, nobody has double joints. So, I don't really like that term. Hypermobility is better just because hypermobility, what it is your joints extend past the normal range. So, you have a hyperextension in your joints, which can be your fingers, like me. It can be your knees, which I don't necessarily have, but it can also be in your hips. So when I say hypermobility, that just means that your joints are more mobile. That does not mean that you're more flexible. Flexibility is in the muscles, hypermobility is in the joints. So one can be hypermobile and still lack flexibility. Some people who are hypermobile suffer from a condition called EDS, or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but not everybody who has hypermobility has EDS. They are not always associated with each other, however, they can be. So whenever we see hypermobility, most commonly noticeable is whenever you see it locked back in the knees, as seen in the video in the very beginning. Or you can see when people are sitting in those very low squats, or Asian squats, people like to call it, even though you see that outside of Asian culture. It's very commonly seen in Asian culture because they sit very low to the floor. So that is hypermobility. Again, flexibility is in the muscles. So one can squat very low but still not be able to touch their toes, because the mobility and the flexibility do not always go hand in hand. It's also important to note that not everybody is born hypermobile. Some people are trained to be hypermobile. We see a lot in the dance world, a lot of hyperextended knees because it looks more beautiful. So, in the dance world, a lot of those people are trained to be hypermobile. That doesn't mean that they have a genetic condition. Either way, for the average person, the strength to support the joints in a hyperextension does not exist. While dancers have very strong bodies and they have very strong supporting muscles for their joints, the average person does not. So, standing at the sink washing dishes with your knees locked all the way back is very damaging and very dangerous to your knee joints. And a lot of times, if you have hyperextension, you tend to get slip disc. You have a lot of slip disc or herniated disc in your lower back because you probably have a hyperextension in your lower back that you're unaware of. Also, to know on a whole nother topic, a lot of people with hypermobility usually lack boundaries. Like they have a really hard time setting boundaries, just be like all over the place. Tend to lack control. Like just like you lack control of your joints, you also kind of lack control in general. So yeah, I hope this helped.